Hello and welcome to Brew. I'm Jerry Johnson from Grand Rapids, Michigan, Beer City, USA, and with me is my good friend Justin Levesque.
How's it going, everyone?
Justin is in Seattle, Washington, and we are using this time to this broadcast to just explore some beers together and share our thoughts. So we did a dry run. If you want to check it out earlier, I think we did that Thursday. Was it, Justin?
I believe so. Thursday afternoon.
Yeah. So it's there, recorded historically on YouTube, so you can go back and take a look at that if you're so inclined. So tonight we're going to be reviewing and tasting Summerfest from Sierra Nevada. There it is. It looks backwards to me, but I'm sure to you it's fine. This is 2013 Summerfest. I've never had it. Have you ever tried it?
I have actually not even heard of it, so let's see what it has to offer.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm familiar with Sierra Nevada. I mean, most of their pale ales, for instance, you encounter quite a lot on the West Coast. I imagine you probably see them even more frequently than I do.
I do, but honestly, I usually kind of skip right over them.
Yeah,
There's a lot more intriguing breweries over here, so.
yeah. I always associate them with sort of Portland or Seattle area, but they're actually out of Chico, California. So that's kind of interesting that they're in this sort of hotbed of California microbrews, but they've been around for, I mean, ages. I always kind of get these guys confused with Anchor Steam, actually.
I can see that.
Yeah. I think their styles are sort of similar. But I know there's a bunch of Californians do steam beer as an actually sort of style. So, but anyways, let's jump right into this. And first thing we're going to do is crack it open. And I have my trusty Who Garden bottle opener.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I have this. If you can see it, this is my happiness opener. I think I picked this up in New Mexico, my road trip. Basically, because every hotel room we got to, we drank.
Sure, absolutely. So my cap came off. I had a little bit of smoke, but I think that's just from the from cooling down. So, all right, let's get this puppy into a glass.
Sounds good.
I picked up this Pilsner glass earlier today.
I'm kind of jealous of it.
Ooh.
But I have my handy-dandy Hard Rock Cafe Seattle cup, which unfortunately you pay for more so than the actual drink. But
I hear you.
your head is a lot deeper than mine.
Yeah, I got about almost 3 fingers, really.
I've got about a finger, which is dissipating very quickly.
Well, yeah, that's the. I think that's the reason why you want to serve it in a Pilsner type glass like this. I mean, it took almost the entire bottle, which was really great. And then because it's sort of curved up at the top there or slanted in, it really sort of focuses that head. So, all right. So let's take a. So we've got basically the color obviously is pale golden. You can see right through it. There's no clouding whatsoever. A little bit of carbonation. How's yours in the pint glass?
Just about the same. It's as you can see, the head's dissipated almost already. The carbonation's there, but
yeah. Okay, well, let's get a whiff of this and see what we think. So I'm getting like sort of almost like a mango, pineapple-y. No real hops at all.
I'm wondering if your glass is also helping bring that along as well. I'm not really getting much of anything on it.
I am getting like just that really traditional, like Anchor Steam is kind of what I'm thinking. It's along those same lines. Just a really, I mean, this is it's a lagered beer. They call it a crisp summer lager, but it's actually a Czech Pilsner style. So you kind of get that. I mean, just very soft, very little floral, more like fruit. Pale stone fruits like peaches or mangoes or apricots, but very light, very light. Hmm. You going in for a taste? What do you got?
You always laugh in my faces. Um, yeah, slight lemony actually kind of taste to it. Not really getting so much the mango, more bitter actually, which is more probably the acidic side of it.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean it's a really traditional pilsner to me.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, it reminds me of any of the Russian, German, um, Czechoslovakian pilsners. Right at the very end. You're right. There's a bit of bitterness.
Yeah,
Um,
it's sitting on the tongue actually for quite a
yeah,
while here.
it's sort of like at the root of the tongue. So, I mean, you can sort of taste the hops a bit. Um, it's just it's very dry. I, they say this is supposed to be refreshing. Would you say this is refreshing?
I would not really say it's refreshing. I can think of probably a couple other beers that I would go for on a summer day here.
What kind of style would you ordinarily look to drink on a summer day?
Well, I mean, we are in season for all the summer ales, anyways. I recently had not Sam Adams Summer Ale. I'm trying to remember whose it was. Fremont has a Summer Ale that's pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
That I would recommend over this, which Fremont Brewery for all you people in Seattle is well in downtown Fremont.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it pretty much anywhere on tap actually as well.
Right. Well, I took another sip of this, and once I got past the initial sort of sweetness and the bitterness on the back of the tongue, it's kind of reminded me of those traditional lagers that you would have with sushi, like
Well,
Kirin and Asahi.
right.
Yeah, I mean
I can definitely
that's
see that.
yeah. Doesn't it seem like it's the case? I mean, it almost tastes Japanese to me.
Yeah, it actually has very I completely agree. I'm trying to think of what's their most notable beer that you can find pretty much when you go out for
Well,
summer.
yeah, Kirin, Sapporo.
Sapporo actually reminds me quite a bit of that actually.
Yeah. Obviously, no bottle conditioning. We're getting no sediment in the bottle. I mean, it's a Sierra Nevada. It's pretty mass-produced stuff. And yeah, I sort of crave like some shrimp or something, or sushi would be good with this.
I would agree.
Hmm.
Speaking of which, I mean, you have, if I recall, some octopus coming up in the next day or two.
I do. It's actually been marinating since Thursday, and it turned out pretty well. So I've got it. We're grilling it out tomorrow, and so you basically just toss it on the grill for 2 minutes aside. Excuse me, and then you chop that up and toss it into a pasta puttanesca. So it's got black olives and crushed tomatoes and pasta, and it's a very Mediterranean dish. And we've never made it, but I'm really looking forward to giving it a try.
So do you have your own home brew that you're thinking of pairing with it?
No, I think we're actually going to go with wine. I've got a really nice French rosé that we've had at Reserve before, and
Okay.
I found a bottle at Martha's. You of course remember Martha's.
I miss Martha's. Their selection was great. Of course, Bottle Works here on 45th Street, actually, right where I live, less than a half mile down the road, over 900 bottles. It's easy to
Nice,
find pretty much anything I want. So it's
can't beat
helpful.
that. And then I asked our guests to bring a bottle of red that I think will go with the pasta. So, and actually, I didn't tell you the rest of the menu. I'm actually making uh, Norwegian chilled rhubarb soup.
Definitely sounds like a meal.
So that'll be the starter. Then we're going to do the octopus puttanesca, and then doing some rhubarb muffins as dessert.
What were you making last year that I'm trying to remember, homebrew wise? Clementines or
Um,
your orange beer.
Kumquat.
Kumquat, right?
Yeah, yeah. I did and actually kind of a similar style to this. I did a rhubarb pilsner and a kumquat pilsner. For some reason, pilsner to my taste buds really works well with this particular style. But I think it's because there's almost like a soapy characteristic to this.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if it's the hops that are sort of providing that. And the fruit helps to mask that a bit. And what you end up with is, I think my rhubarb pilsner was the best one I've ever made. And essentially, I took some rhubarb jam or jelly that my wife Juliet had made, and put that into a pilsner. I didn't really do much beyond that, and and it just turned out so refreshing. I want to try a watermelon in the worst way.
And how would you go about putting watermelon in your mix? I remember you trying out bacon last year and trying to figure out how to actually put that into your mix.
Yeah, the bacon one worked out really nice because the key was to get rid of the fat. So when you cook the bacon, you had to make sure to get all as much fat as you possibly could out of it, and then you'd add that to I think I did some sort of stout or porter. I think it was a porter, and so the porter is so sweet and heavy that it actually sort of masks the fat content a bit. For the watermelon, that's pretty easy. I mean, it's practically water to begin with, the fruit, and so you could literally just throw some sort of watermelon into a beer. Again, I would go pilsner. Wheat is actually another one that you see quite a lot on the market.
I feel like
Watermelon
it'd
wheat.
be tough to take out the taste of watermelon when it is mostly water. Like, how do you infuse its real flavor without it just being kind of washed out?
It's tricky, I'm sure, but watermelon does have a taste. You might even you have to make sure that it's really really ripe, and I think it's going to get riper in the keg as well. So that would help concentrate the flavors. Or I might even just go with a rhubarb, or not rhubarb, but watermelon jam or jelly of some sort. There are some of those on the market, like pickled watermelon or something like that, to really concentrate the flavor and add some sugar while you're at it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would definitely help bring that along. Just go straight for a concentrated, less so than the actual just watermelon itself. I think would just get too watered down too easily.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's give our final thoughts on Sierra Nevada's Summerfest lager. Um, I guess to me, we kind of went over the whole thing. It tastes a little soapy. It'd probably be good with seafood or sushi, but it's definitely not my favorite pilsner. It tastes pretty traditional, standard. So nothing here has blown me away. I don't look to this style ordinarily to drink or be refreshed. I much prefer a pale ale or a really floral and fruity IPA. Would be
Which we've
nice.
tried quite a few of, I know, in our ventures back in Grand Rapids. So, yeah,
Yeah,
this does sit pretty plain on the tongue. It doesn't really do much for me.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, Perrin Brewing Company, for instance. I know you haven't visited those guys because they opened up after you left. They have a grapefruit IPA on the menu right now, and it is fantastic. I mean,
So,
that's exactly what I would drink all day long. It's just really great. Now at 5%, you could literally drink this, one an hour, no problem,
right.
and complete, polish off a six pack and you'd be done. But I couldn't stomach this
No,
very
I think I
much.
would much rather sit with Founders All Day IPA, which comes in at, was that 5 or 6%?
I think it's actually 4.7.
Was it?
I had one last night during
Ah,
poker.
which definitely is
It's great.
more
I
higher
mean,
quality.
when I first had it, I might have had it on tap, and I didn't really dig it that much. But last night, it was really good. I mean, 4 point whatever, it was great.
That's what I drank all last summer.
Yeah. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's just hold up our fingers what we think this is going to be. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
So you gave it a 4?
That would be a 4.
Okay. Yeah, I came in at 5 as well. I mean, there's no real big missteps here, but there's no risk. It's for a seasonal beer. I guess I expect something a little bit more than that.
That's what
I would never go out of my way and buy this. So.
Well.
All
Next
right.
week, what do you have in the? What are you thinking?
Well, we'll see. I'm not really sure what we can find, but we'll talk about it this week after this broadcast, and we'll figure something out. And of course, we'll post it on our Google Plus page so you can drink along. Hopefully, you have been drinking this, or maybe not. Hopefully not. No. Hopefully, you've been drinking, and we're curious to know what you guys think too. So please leave your comments and like this video if you like it. And feel free to share with your friends. What's that?
One of those boxes. Like this video.
Like it.
Click here. This thing. Help us.
Just see who's behind me there?
I can barely make it out. It looks like, the glare's the same as your head. You got your picture on the back there?
It's Ian.
Oh, lovely.
Ian is the spokesperson for Vanderbilt Cider. So it's him sitting on a can. So.
It's quite an honor.
It's pretty cool. All right. Until next time, you guys. Brew
Cheers.
you.
Brew you.
All right. See ya.